Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Broken Tupperware Podcast. We'll.
Broken Tupperware.
uh, I think we no, Praj, remember we said that would be our name like a long time ago. All right.
Yeah, but,
It's so dumb.
is that going to be like the picture that we're going to
It's
put?
just gonna be
Like,
it's just gonna be like Tupperware just dented and shit. Um,
yeah, like it's not going to even be a good picture. It's going to be like just some random one that you looked up and
no, I
found
just
on.
take a picture on my kitchen table, just a bunch of Tupperware that I broke with a hammer. Anyways, we'll be our
Wait,
topic.
can you? I don't
What?
think you can break a Tupperware with a hammer,
I mean, you
right?
could probably
Oh,
dent
you
it if you
can,
swung
but
hard
like,
enough.
yeah. The thing is, like, it would be it'd be too bendy, right, to break with a hammer.
I mean, it's pretty flexible. It's plastic, but imagine if you like had enough swings at it, you could probably like dent it a little. I mean, you could just crush it with your hands, but you know. Um.
Well, hold on a second. Tupperware Man UK. What is this?
Anyways, today our topic is we're gonna try to start off with the Olympic events. We're gonna stay to that topic as best as possible, and then when we're done, we're gonna switch topics. It's 8 o'clock
Oh
on
boy.
a Friday night. I hope. I don't know. It's pretty dark outside because it's night, and
It's
we're gonna start.
Wednesday.
We're gonna start with the Olympics. So, we're just gonna
So,
go through the events and our ideas on them, and what would make them either more interesting or
oh,
their limitations, just stuff like that.
are we going to go through all of the events?
No, well, just the general ones. We're not gonna go through like men's singles, men's doubles.
Oh, you mean like we're not going to go through all of the variations of
No,
everything,
just like the
right?
general events.
Well, what better than to start off with the winter sports because that's what's happening right now.
I meant we were doing winter. We're talking about the Winter Olympics. The summer, that's excluded for now. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh, my bad.
We went through this,
But
but
I just knew that we were doing Olympic events, but oh, the ski jumping.
yeah, the
I
alpine skiing.
do you have to imagine like how much skill it actually takes to be able to do that, and well, actually, I'm not even sure if they're scared of missing or like failing it because like again, I haven't watched or haven't seen any of the events, but isn't it like you end up jumping off of or you end up jumping high into the air
Yeah.
and like you
You know, my question is like, how do you train for that without worrying about like breaking your ankle? I mean, I'm sure people worry about breaking their ankle or leg, but like, because you have to go down this steep ramp that's really long, and you fly into the air, and you're probably landing like 50 or 40 feet. I don't. I haven't watched it. That's what I assume. And you're
none of us
landing. You have
watched
to
it.
land on your skis. I think the skis are special for landing. I think they're more flexible or something. But my point is like, how do you train for that? Because I don't. Do you think there's like a progressive, like you jump
Yeah,
10 feet in the
it's
air, then 20, then
I'd
30?
imagine that that's how it is because like hopefully they don't just put you at the highest point and expect you to get it.
They're just like, oh, good luck, Johnny. Uh,
Just send you off. It's like you don't even make it all the way down. You start tripping while is it tripping?
tripping? What do you mean? Like,
You lose your balance. That's what I was looking for.
yeah, just,
You start
yeah.
losing your balance as you're going down. You just roll down.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. What if someone was going down like the huge ramp and they just fell off? It just face planted in the snow. Oh, that would hurt so badly. And they're landing on ice. Like, they're not landing on just soft snow. Like, the snow has to be pretty packed for them not to just, like, go dive into it. They have to land. Uh, Now, Praj, what do you think would make this sport more interesting?
Uh, I don't know.
You know what? This would make the
I don't know
sport.
what would make it. I mean, it's like it's already interesting enough that people are jumping really high in the air and then hopefully making the landing.
I think most
What is?
people make the landing.
I'm looking at the biathlon right
You're
now,
looking at
and it looks
biathlon?
like it looks like you ski down. You know, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to talk about.
Hold on, I want to see something
Like,
real quick about the alpine. You know what make the alpine skiing very interesting?
what?
Um, so the ramp stays the same, and you jump up, but you have to land belly first on a huge pool of water.
Oh, belly first.
With your
You know
shirt
what?
off.
You know what? That would actually not belly flopping into the water, but like
No, belly flopping onto the water. That's the challenge. You have to
belly
go like
flopping.
50 feet in the air just to belly flop into a pool. That's
Uh,
the challenge.
I'm horrible at like imagining the distance. Like if you tell me 50 feet, I can't really imagine if that's high or not. But isn't there like a certain points where if you fall from a certain height and you belly flop, you will die because it's like hitting cement.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Because of like the
Is that
adhesion
50
and
feet?
cohesion. I don't know. Whoever can survive, I
Oh,
guess they get the gold. Because everyone else is probably gonna die.
yeah.
I think.
But anyway, I was thinking like you go down the steep hill on the skis
Yeah.
or like some type of skis, and then it evens out, and then you just skid along the water. Wouldn't that just be cool though?
Oh yeah,
Maybe
like
not as a sport, but like just in general, that would be
yeah, that
cool to
like,
see.
your skis could adjust to like kind of float on water, and you could just glide across.
Yeah, just imagine like the satisfying feeling of like it just gliding across smoothly. And hopefully you don't you don't just like flip over and just
Uh.
do flips in the water.
So
But yeah,
we want to talk.
that's-
You want to talk about the biathlon? Is that what we want to do?
um, or have you seen any of the events? That's what I'm gonna
I
ask
have
first.
saw some of the events, but I have no idea what
Uh,
the biathlon is. I know in the
okay, so I
summer
was gonna
games
say,
there's a
like,
triathlon.
are you at the site, the Olympic
I'm at the
website?
site. I'm looking at the site because we know
I was
nothing
gonna
about
say, how
sports.
about we go down the line? We click on each individual one, and
I don't.
we try to make a guess just based off of the picture of what happens in the
Okay,
event.
so on my screen there's a guy and he has skis on. So skiing's one of the things, but he has like a little like hook stick on his back, which I don't understand what
That's
that
not a
does.
hook stick. That's a gun.
Is that a
It looks like
gun?
a gun to me anyway.
It's
I'm
a
also
gun?
looking at the. I'm also looking. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. To
But
me, it
it's a
looks like a
biathlon.
gun.
Why would there be a gun in it?
I don't know. I'm. We're not. We're taking guesses. We're not trying to get this right. I'm looking at the picture, like the
Um,
symbol for it. It looks like a gun. I'm looking at the actual picture, real life picture. I can kind of see something that looks like a gun.
I mean,
Results. Oh, results, photos, and more. But it doesn't actually show you the photos. At least not. Oh wait, never mind. That's not a gun.
there's no.
That's the
Yeah,
hook.
I knew it was a
That,
hook.
yeah, that hooks to the thing.
No,
What
it
I'm
is a gun.
thinking.
There's rifle shooting in it.
Oh my god, is there? Is there
The
really?
biathlon is a winter sport that combines cross-country skiing and rifle shooting. Yeah,
Oh
because
my god.
you have to shoot down targets and then you have to ski. So that is a gun.
Wait, you shoot. Oh, you shoot down targets and then you ski.
No, you do
You
it
just
while
put
you're
it to the.
skiing, dude. That would make it so much more interesting.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I saw that. I see something. I see the gun. I'm like, you know what? That's what it is. They're skiing and they're shooting at the
Dude,
same time.
okay, hear me out.
But what?
What if there were this game? This would make this more interesting. If it's a 12-person death match and you hold skis and rifles, and you ski
You know
around
what that would
shooting each other.
you know what that would be? Like it wouldn't be like a single slope. That would be like a cone going down. They'd be like skiing down on the cone. Oh my.
Yes, it's
That
it's
would
ramps that you have to like go down and shoot each other, and it's like a duel. You gotta shoot each other while moving.
someone's gonna steal that idea and put it in like a movie or a game.
Oh yeah.
Like that's gonna be a game.
Oh
It's
no,
gonna be in
Praj,
a game and it's
one of the 15 viewers of this podcast are gonna steal the idea and turn it into a movie. And it's gonna be like a little kid be like, "Look, Daddy, they're talking about guns."
and then they're going to get reported because like
Yeah. No, as long as we say
long
it's
as
a
we don't
competition, it's fine.
as long as we don't influence any kids to try it and don't try this at home, kids.
No,
That's going to be
if you're gonna
the
try it, do it with a paintball gun. No one will get hurt. Hopefully. Alright, now, Praj.
What is join Tupperware? I'm sorry, I'm still like
You're still looking up
I'm still on
Tupperware?
the idea of what the title is, like the Broken Tupperware.
Broken Tupperware.
And
Okay.
there's this picture. It's the company is named Tupperware, earning over $1,000 per month for just 6 hours a week.
Now, Praj,
Seems tempting, but
I
the
want to
company's
talk
name is Tupperware.
about one of the events that I have no idea who thought of it or how it came to idea. We're going to
What?
talk about bobsledding. Now, the bobsleigh
Well, I
is-
at least know that just from like not sports games, but like games like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic
Dude, I was going to
Games.
bring that up later. That was going to
Yeah.
be a point I brought up later. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, like that's the only reason why I know some of these events and how some of them pronounced because, oh, yeah, that was way back then. Like when people still played the Wii.
The Wii. And then the Wii U came out and everyone stopped.
Yeah, yeah. The Wii U was so bad. Well,
I know.
I don't think it was so bad. I didn't really play it that much, so I can't really say. But
Yeah.
like, the one thing that got me really mad was that you couldn't play GameCube games on the
Oh
Wii U.
yeah, that was unfortunate. I don't know how the Switch
Yeah.
works. I don't have it. I didn't want to buy it. I'm too involved in the PC life, Brasco.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
still, like it upset me so much because I loved playing games like Kirby Air Ride, Mario Party 4.
what about that Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah, and Luigi's
Uh,
Mansion.
No. So back to bobsledding.
Back to bobsleighing though. Before we go to that stuff later, okay?
We'll go to Mario. If we don't know what to talk about, Nintendo's got our back, I guess. So bobsleighing, there are
Yeah.
so many variations of just riding on sleigh as competition. There's like 3 different events. There's the lug,
Yeah,
there's
that's
the
a
skeleton,
lot.
bobsled, and there's so many things in bobsled. There's the 4-team, then there's the 2-team, then there's the singles. Like, jeez.
1 team, 2 team, 4 team, 2 team, and then a single.
Like,
I don't get the 4 team.
what do you mean?
Or no, I don't get the 2 team. Like, wouldn't the difference be too minimal? Like if you have more people, there's more force to like push you so you go to
Yeah.
one side or the other. But what about 2 team and 1 team? It's like they put 2 team there just to have a middleman, and then 1 team
Well,
just for the solo.
singles they're able to do it. I actually watched singles for a little bit, and it's like
Oh my god!
they're able to steer their sleigh
Oh my goodness.
by just leaning like about 3
Jacob.
to 5 inches. What?
Here's the reason why they have 4 team, 2 team, and 1 team. It's going to be a bad joke, but so they started out with 1 team because that was when people could only play single player, and then
Yeah.
they came up with 2 team, because then
Multiplayer.
the consoles came out where you could play co-op
Oh
mode, and
god,
people
Praj.
enjoyed that. And then they came up with 14 for massive multiplayer,
Hmm.
so you could get all your friends in on the fun.
You know, no one's gonna watch this. Maybe some people from our school would have
Watch
watched
a
our psychology podcast because that might have been useful for them to get a good grade. But this is fucking Winter Olympics about two geeks who know nothing about sports. Like,
thing
uh,
is like as far as I know, podcasts, it's like it's not that they talk about one specific thing. Like the podcast isn't about one thing throughout all of it. It's like,
no,
you know, actually they don't really talk about a specific thing. It's kind of just random.
yeah.
Or
Well, I mean, this
hold
is
on. I
random.
forgot what the name of it was. There was a game where it's like you both go to I think the same topic on Wikipedia
Yeah.
and you choose another topic and you have to get to that um topic using only the references
Oh,
from the site that you're on. I forget what it's called though. I don't know what it's called.
mm, I don't know.
God, what is it called?
Well, bobsleigh. Have you ever seen the one bobsleigh movie about the characters in Jamaica?
What?
It's a Disney movie. You never saw it?
No.
No.
What is
Oh
it called?
God, I don't. It's called. I forget what it's called, but it's about like. It's basically about this like sprinter who, like something happens. He was gonna go to the Olympics, but he can't because like he lost the race because the person next to him like tripped him. And
Is it Cool Runnings?
yes, it's Cool Runnings. That's it. It's Cool Runnings. And then they make a Jamaican bobsled team, and they do well. Like now they don't do well. Their thing collapses mid race, but eh, it's okay.
What's the moral of the story? I'm not getting the moral.
The moral
A
of the
comedy?
story
No, it's a
is if you're black, you can bobsleigh too.
Jacob. That's going to immediately get people to leave this podcast. Just saying
That's
that.
not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is you can do anything you want no matter what race you are. Okay, on to curling. Curling. I don't
Uh,
understand this sport. Like, the whole sport is you're throwing a stone at at other stones on ice, and you're using like a fucked up broom to like make the stones turn and go fast. It's just a stupid sport that doesn't belong here, in my opinion. Like it's so boring. I watched this game, and the only people in the stands were like relatives of the competitors or other competitors. Like it was like 10% full, 90% of the seats were empty. It was like one
I mean,
side.
as far as with my expert knowledge that I acquired from Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games, um, I can kind of see why it's boring, or
It's.
why it would be boring because
I mean,
it's.
I'm sure. Yeah, I bet it takes
I mean, I'm
skill.
sure that like there's people. Yeah, it does probably take skill because it's like, yeah. I'm pretty sure you can't hit the curl. What is it
Mhm.
even called? The stone. You can't hit the stone with the brush, I'm pretty sure, or else that's like
No.
that's an illegal move, as said from our math teacher from the Glipster.
uh, I mean, I just don't. It seems like one of those things that it takes very hard to do, but no one cares about it, and it doesn't deserve anyone to train so hard for. Like, only person who would defend curling is someone who's good at curling or has like a relative good at curling. And even then,
But yeah, I mean, there's gotta be. It's nicknamed the Roaring Game. Originates from the rumbling sounds. Oh,
what curling?
well, yeah. It's
What
called the
the?
Roaring Game, but only because of the sound the granite makes.
Yeah, because the sound of the game is louder than the audience itself. uh, all right.
So
Have you watched any of the figure skatings?
no, I'm pretty sure figure skating is like um You know, I was gonna say, like, do you know, like, those shows that they sometimes do where,
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah,
basically that. It's you skate around, you do a couple splits while you're skating, you do some twirls, you do some backflips, some front flips, you jump through the ring
yeah,
of fire, and you get a 8 out of 9 or 8 out of 10 by the judges.
yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure that's hard because, like, you know, like, all of the childhood TV shows where they show, like, the kid going onto an ice rink and
Yeah.
then falling. So, to be honest, it probably takes a lot of skill. And
It's actually. Have you ever skated?
no, I've never once skated in my life. Have
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I used to play ice hockey. Um, I mean, I know how to skate pretty easily, but figure skating, I'm not sure if it's easier or harder. All I know is the skates are more flimsy than like hockey skates, and they're like thinner.
What? Wait, they're flimsy.
They're more flimsy, like they're more bendable. Like they're, not as thick.
Oh, okay. Well, uh, I want to say that makes sense considering like all of the different moves that you would do in
Mm-hmm.
figure skating. Like, I'm pretty, yeah, more flimsy. I don't know. Maybe that just allows for like more fluid movements, more complex
I
movements. Maybe
guess.
also like when you jump, like you land better because I'm pretty sure in ice hockey you're not supposed to jump at any point.
Yeah, you are. There's like
In ice hockey?
there's one situation where you should jump. The one situation is if someone tries to dump it over your head and you jump up, smack the ball puck down, and then you like get control of it with your stick.
Oh, well, still, like that's not like the type of jumping that people do in figure skating.
Oh yeah, but you can also do that in ice hockey. If you jump, what you have to do is you charge at someone, you jump, and then you do a karate kick and you split their neck. This is known as hockey deathmatch. Um, I
Oh,
myself have played in it for 5 years, and I never died, so that's a positive.
so moving on to skeleton, I'm looking at the picture, and I'm going to be honest. It looks like you're just you you lie flat. You lie flat with your chest touching the board, and then you just jump off and hope you don't fall off.
it
Hope that your head doesn't collide with anything.
it looks like to me like it's kind of like a water park where you like go down the water slide and you hold onto the raft and you gotta like make sure you don't fall off or anything. But at least you're not going 90 miles per hour, and if you make a wrong turn, you can like snap your neck or anything. Also, why skeleton? Why is that the name they gave it? Like they couldn't think of anything
I
else,
I have no idea why skeleton was. There's gotta be a reason.
dude.
Maybe, uh, maybe it's because of like that's the way this. You know, like models of the skeleton, how they're
Yeah,
usually propped up. That's probably like because skeleton models are usually propped up that way, or maybe it's just that like you stand that way, like you're in basically standing position except you're lying
like do you
down.
cross your arms and then hold on to it, or do you like hold on to it and just pull your chest close?
Your mic is cutting out for me.
Really?
I'm worrying.
Uh oh.
I'm worried how this is going to turn out because to me your
Whatever.
mic is cutting out.
I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I said, do you think it's like you cross your arms, or do you just hold on and then like pull your chest forward?
From what I'm seeing, like from the skeleton news, that's a great name.
Oh God.
It looks like you start off at like the top of something, and then you kind of either you pull yourself forward or push yourself forward into like a ledge, not a ledge, but like a small hill, and then like you just glide down. Now I have no idea how you would turn.
Just
How
lean.
or well then again it might be something like bobsleighing,
Yeah.
like how there's
Ex-
like the curves are there and you kind of just there. Yeah, and you probably do lean.
yeah. Skeleton. The picture looks like someone who's like on a car, like hanging on for dear life, like you're about to fall off, going down the road. Now, Do you want to talk?
Oh my god, the second picture for it just looks. I don't know why, but to me, it just looks like a sad man who's just without the sleigh. He's just sliding down with nothing to protect him except his clothes.
You know what would be great?
What?
Skeleton chicken.
Oh no! Like have them both going down right at each other, and the first person to like
Turn
not
away.
stop but like turn over.
Loses. And if they both don't turn, they like run head first into each other. Oh no. So you want to talk about snowboarding? You know the snowboard event? You know what
Yeah.
the snowboard event is?
What?
It's like a skateboard event where like there's a bunch of ramps and you do all the tricks you want, but it's on snow. That's what it is. It's a skateboard event. Even the picture has a guy like doing like a kickflip or something.
Yeah, but yeah, I feel like well, going based off of looks, snowboarding is very similar to skateboarding. But of course, there's got to be differences since there's no wheels and
Your feet are attached to it.
yeah, your feet are attached to it, so you don't have people that like try to do tricks and then the board just goes somewhere and then they break their ankles.
uh, all right, what event do you want
Sean
to
White
talk?
grabs dramatic late gold in snowboard half pipe. He looks so happy.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a question. Have you seen any of these events, especially the speed skating?
No, I haven't seen any of them, but
Okay, the speed skating. I swear. Okay, picture a normal ice skate. Now picture
yeah.
like the blade being like
I
eight.
imagine that speed scan is just like it's a circle
Yeah,
or
no,
yeah,
no.
whatever. Like it's like a pill.
The
The
ice
shape.
skates
Like
are like 4 to 6 inches. Like the blades are 4 to 6 inches longer than normal blades, so they stick out. And the people who ice skate, they do the normal ice skate that looks like running, but then they do this thing where I swear I never saw this, where they put their arms behind their back and they kind of do
like they're
like a
doing the Naruto
yes,
run.
they do the Naruto run, but then they go like back and forth, like they sway back and forth like a snake. They're doing like a snake Naruto run, and it's just like, how does this make you go faster than just skating normally?
Well, actually, I think I'm pretty sure that this might be wrong, but so you do the running motion to gain speed, and the reason why you put your hands back is so I'm guessing that's the way, like, there's no air resistance, like, hitting your arms. Because if you have them bent, there's going to be more air resistance as opposed to where if you have them behind you.
Yeah, that's
Now,
true.
why there's. Actually, they might. I don't know why they're, like, slithering. Why they do the slithering motion.
It's like no, but it's slower than just skating like trying to run because what you do is you push your left foot forward and you go like left, and then you turn and you keep your like left foot on the ice, and then you begin to turn right, and then you push off on your left foot to your right foot, and you just transfer. So, oh, and the same
So,
thing is true with the short track speed skating. The
like, the
SS,
short track speed?
the STSS. It is so insane how fast they go and how tight they turn. Because like I've skated before, it is really hard to turn a corner like that, like turn a like semicircle when you're going that fast.
Well, that's probably the reason. Probably, like, the blades help. Like.
I guess, but
Because,
still.
like, if I'm pretty sure if they were smaller, you probably wouldn't be able to do such tight turns. And also, like, they're higher,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, you can lean, you can lean more so you can get the tight turns. Probably. At least that's how I imagine it would work.
All right. Yeah. You know what would make that more interesting, Praj?
What?
People attached rockets to their skates.
Why to the skates? That would,
No,
you know
because
how that would work? It would just
yes.
make them, like, it wouldn't actually push them forward. Like, it'd probably, like, end up going up and then it end up, like,
what would
Worst
happen?
case, worst case scenario, they end up hitting themselves with the jetpack with the packs.
No, what would happen was if you put them on the waist, that would be too easy. So by putting them on the skates, if they lean back just a little bit too much, their like skates are going in the air. Their back is just slamming against the ice, and then their skates are propelling them up and just making them do endless like somersaults backwards. uh,
Now
now,
I'm actually thinking about it. That would be kind of cool to see, like how they don't just flop, like they actually like keep doing rotations until the jetpack runs out of fuel, and then
oh
it's like
yeah,
it just keeps hitting the skate.
oh yeah.
That'd actually be kind of cool.
What
Although they
about
probably guessed
Praj?
what?
We have our last sport. We have ice hockey. Now, ice hockey is pretty interesting. It's an actual, respected sport in the U.S. and Canada especially. Um, Now, Praj,
What
you said you had some problems with ice hockey, right? Earlier today.
did I? Well, what were
Well,
some of the problems?
I don't know, we were talking. You said like you're questioning why it
Oh,
should
like
be. Yeah,
it's like it's a well-known sport. Why is it an Olympic event?
yeah, that. Do you think pros like people in the NHL should be able to play for the Olympic teams?
Yeah. Is
Oh,
that
you
not
do?
allowed?
No, that's allowed.
I was gonna say, like, if that's not allowed, then that's like,
Well, it used to
why?
be. It used to be like pros couldn't play in the Olympics because it would give a chance to like college kids and like athletes who aren't in
Yeah,
like.
tell that to Jesse Owens. Is that what was that his name?
For I don't know.
That was like in Nazi Olympics. Like it was the guy that got 4 gold medals. I'm pretty sure that was Jesse
The
Owens.
Nazi Olympics.
That's that's
Uh,
what we refer to it.
Not the like 1938 um Germany Olympics, just the Nazi Olympics.
1936 games, Jacob, not
Oh,
1938.
my bad. My B.
You're off. You were off by 2.
Oh, whatever.
But
So,
that's what the article was titled anyway. The Nazi Olympics. Okay.
hmm. Now I have a question with ice hockey. What could be added to make it more interesting?
I don't know. I mean, I don't watch a lot of sports. I don't watch the Olympics.
Hmm.
Everyone's going to despise me for not doing so. I'm going to get witch hunted for that.
Witch hunted.
But
Now,
like, I don't understand what makes it so entertaining, I guess.
yeah.
Well, I do understand. Like, I can see why. So, yeah, I don't think there could be anything else added to it that would really make it more entertaining.
Now, Raj, I have a question. For the ice hockey. I was gonna bring up Mario and Sonic at the like Olympic Games.
Yeah. Did you
Bowser.
have like this whole plan of like what order you're going to bring up the topics?
No, I was just gonna bring it up when we talked about ice hockey. I thought we were doing alphabetical. Then you started talking about like skeletons. So I was like, okay, whatever. With Bowser would make the best goalie ever. All he would have to do is lay on his side and have his whole shell take up the net. That's all he would have to do. But do you remember in the game? Um, I don't know if you had this on the Wii, but like I don't know which one it was. I think it was the Vancouver Olympics for Mario and Sonic. There was this like kind of boss thing where you had to fight against Bowser. Why?
Okay.
But for
I don't
some
think I had it.
oh, really? You didn't have Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Winter Olympic Games?
Oh, I did. On the DS, though. I'm not
Oh,
sure if it works differently.
it does work differently on the Wii. In the Wii, you have to fight. You have to play like 4-man hockey, and it's like Bowser's 4 skeletal minions and him as goalie versus like 4 of you or some shit like that. And
No
he plays.
swearing on this
Shut up, Praj.
podcast.
um, Bowser can take up the whole net, yet he doesn't. if if he
You know
would
how you explain that? Hitboxes.
no, he stands up. That's what happens. He stands. If he would just like lay down, he could cover the entire net, and like he
Actually,
would.
would he really? Isn't he bigger if he's standing?
Well, if he's standing,
Or
he's
like if
on
he's
his
sitting?
legs.
Not. I feel like he would be bigger if he's like sitting, or like he'd take up the whole net if he was sitting. Because like, isn't?
I don't think he's
Yeah, I
wide
think he.
enough to take up the net sitting. Because I think there'd be like a little bit on the side. But if he laid down, he'd be tall enough to take up the sides of the net. And like if he laid on his side, he would be like he's thick enough. He's thick enough to take it up the whole net. Because the net's like a rectangle turned over. It's kind of Bowser is the same. It's just more like an oval shape. So you know.
I'm looking at the pictures, and I swear it seems like that he would be bigger if he's just sitting, not laying down. But then again, I am mostly looking at like a frontal view, not like a side view.
What? No, try. Don't lay him down on his stomach. Lay him down on his like one of his sides. Does he still
On
look
his what?
small? On his side.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, he would take up the entire net that way.
Yeah. Uh, which character from Mario would be best at the speed skating?
Waluigi.
Why Waluigi?
I think he would be the best at skating just because of like how skeletal he is, like how thin and lanky he is.
Oh my god.
Not I can't see the other ones because maybe like
What about Yoshi? Because Yoshi's like pretty fast. I think
but
Yoshi would be best at like the alpine skiing because he can do like flutter jump with skis on or some shit.
oh. Oh wait, you said skiing. I thought you said skating.
Oh no, I said skating, then I changed it to skiing.
Yeah. With skiing I don't honestly don't know. Like
But
now this is just getting to a bunch of like um if the if it worked like the way it actually worked, like Bowser, he'd probably be a terrible skate. I would say he'd be a terrible skater just because of like how big his body is and how
yeah,
small his legs are.
yeah, because he's basically like a giant dinosaur.
Isn't that what he's supposed to
I
be?
think he's a dragon. He breathes
I don't think
fire.
he's a turtle. Or no, maybe he's a dragon mixed with the turtle. It's got, you know, this was made in Asia.
Come on, Praj, you should know this
So
shit.
I don't know it.
Alright. Which characters would you have on your 4-team bobsleigh team?
Well, I would have Bowser, Donkey Kong, Wario, and if there's another big character, put him on there as well. Oh wait,
Eggman.
no, on my team, so that means I can only have 3 others. Say
Have
those
Eggman.
3.
Eggman with the team. Or Dr. Eggman, or Dr. Egg, or Professor Eggman. I don't know his name. The Sonic evil guy.
I was gonna say it's not Dr. Eggman, but yeah, it is Doctor. He's not actually a doctor though.
Whatever. He could be, technically. He's like the only human on Earth. He's the only human on that planet, so he can give himself whatever title he wants to.
Now that you bring that up, I realize that he really is the only human. And like he really is the only human you see, except for like in the Sonic games where they have actual people.
No, those games don't count.
Yeah, because it's like...
They're so bad they don't count to the story.
And also it's like... You've got to know that people have seen some stuff if they're fine with seeing hedgehogs walking on two legs, running at the speed of sound. Or
Dude,
you know that they've got to be used to this stuff to be able
I
to just.
never played this game, but I watched like the Game Grumps do it. They played Sonic 6 or something. I don't even know
Oh
what it's
no,
called.
I've only heard bad stuff about Sonic 06.
There's a princess who like falls in love with Sonic. So that's
I think
basically,
she dies. Doesn't. Oh, spoilers! No!
dude, no one cares about that game. It's fine. That is
You never know.
basically
There might be some kid out there who thinks that it's the best game ever.
that is basically bestiality, and it's with a
Really think
royal.
about it. It is.
It
It
is
really is.
bestiality. It's a girl.
The more you know.
The more you know about Sonic Hedgehog and his adventures in making princesses commit felonies.
So,
Do you want to leave it on that note?
actually, we're basically on the topic of like games now.
We're on
It's like,
Sonic and Mario.
yeah, but it's still in the realm of games. But like, I know that like when you're developing a game, there's of course going to be bugs when you sell it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, wasn't the issue with Sonic 06 why it was so bad was like there was a lot of bugs and what made it bad? Now I think about it.
Shitty plotline, boring, shitty game mechanics, bugs, glitches. You know, all the stuff that makes video games bad. I mean, like,
Oh, apparently Sega. Apparently they forced the team to release it
oh
before it
yeah,
was done.
no, that was Sonic Boom.
No, that's Sonic 06.
No, but that happened to Sonic Boom too.
Oh, they really, they really wanted the money.
No, what happened was they were developing the game, and they were like 25% done, and it was like 2 weeks until Christmas, and they're like, all right, you guys gotta wrap it up. We gotta get these games before Christmas. And the guys were like, no, we're not done, and then they kind of just rushed at it, and the game turned out as a giant pile of donkey.
Was would you say that Sonic Boom was worse than Sonic 06?
I don't know. I think it was better, but it's kind of hard to make a game worse than Sonic 06. Uh, like, it's Sonic 06 we're talking about. What? Do you hear that?
What?
I hear like a video. Someone screaming.
Oh, okay, and that means that I'm listening to this way too loud.
You're listening to something. uh,
But yeah.
you know what? You wanna wrap it up here? Next podcast could just be about gaming.
Wait, when did we start? I think about when did we start?
About 40 minutes ago. I think that's good for the first episode. 40 minutes, not too long.
But yeah, uh, but yeah, we're still. I'm sorry, but it's just like whenever companies they do like a rush job on games or like they um they release the game out too early or basically any game that's released where it has a lot of bugs like to me it's like why do you want to release it so quickly? It's like what's the reason behind releasing it with all of these bugs? Like it also happened with Call of Duty World War II. Like there was there were some bugs in the campaign. The zombies, that was I wouldn't say it was boring, but like everything was completed really quickly on that.
Um,
And it's like, why do companies do a rush job? Now,
I,
of course, people were joking about World War II and how that was, they didn't have the budget, but
uh, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually
I
the
think
reason,
what
but
it
still.
is either the people developing get bored, there's not enough testing to make sure bugs are cleared out, things slip through the cracks of the dev testers and shit. Maybe
Yeah,
like
like
there's
of
a
course there's going
system
to be, of course there's going to be like those types of
or
bugs, but
management of the companies like, oh, you get like X amount of money for how many games we sell or how well you did, so they just rush to get it out there. I don't know, but speaking of that, Call of Duty World War II, there's this guy that he leveled up to the max level
yeah,
without ever using a gun. Like he only used knives
you'll
to
need
kill
the
people.
knife.
He only used melee weapons to kill people, which
I
that is
can see
impressive.
that in World War II.
Yeah, World War II.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's impressive because well, kind of. I can kind of see that working. I'm thinking about because there are like some parts where it's like you can kind of hide there and just camp there and just wait for people to walk by. And there's like you can get surprise attacks, but like doing that with like just a knife, like yeah, that is impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also, I remember this one
um,
video where I don't know which Call of Duty game it was, but there's this guy running around with a knife or it's like melee, just like one shot of people, and there's like these like screamers like shit. Not
oh, that's probably gun game.
yeah, that's what it
Probably
is.
gun
Gun
game, and
game.
then he just it's one of those videos where like you have the troll. Yeah, that's a really old term. You remember when the troll face was a
Oh
meme
no,
and everyone laughed at that?
the troll face strikes. The troll face will rise again.
uh, but yeah, like you have those people where like they get into gun game and they only use the knife just to downgrade everyone else.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Isn't that? No, but I thought like usually knife was the last kill. I thought it was like you killed someone with like melee, like like butt
Yeah,
of a rifle.
knife is the last one, or it kind of changed throughout the
Uh
years because like before it's like knife was the last one because like that was the only melee, and then it changed to like you have fists which don't kill in one hit. They made it into a two punch system now,
oh.
so it's not. So the last weapons are fists or something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, like they wouldn't. Back then, people like they would just knife. They would just use the melee. Back when all you had to do was hit the melee button and it insta killed instead of it being half health.
Oh.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Uh.
I'm just
Yeah.
like confused. Like,
I
of
think
course, again,
we're used to.
there are going to be bugs in games, but with World War II, they were hyping it so much. Like they're saying, we're getting all the details about World War II. We're making it realistic.
We're making it realistic. Adds
We're
women
making
and
it
black
like
people to fight for the Germans.
we're making it so it's like you're there in the event. You're there in the battle.
No Nazi swastikas in the real event.
Yeah, no swastikas, which this is
Hitler's a myth
probably
created by the Chinese. Hitler's a myth created
yeah.
by the Japanese to make Germany take the blame for World War II. uh,
Which no, I'll talk about how that Treaty of Versailles. I'm a little bit confused as to why that was, but um, like why did they not put swastikas? Like they use, like the replacement for it, how it's kind of a cross.
yeah.
Why? What's so bad about the swastika? They did it for They did it for Call of Duty Black Ops 1. That's the only one that I know of where
Because
they
they
put
were.
swastikas on.
Because, like, if they would put swastikas in the game, even though it's, like, historical context, like, a bunch of people would have been like, oh, you're racist for putting swastikas, you like Nazis, you're proving symbols of hate. And they just wanted to avoid that altogether. So I can respect their, like, you know, thing,
Yeah, like they'd be.
execution of,
I
not
guess
putting in
they'd be losing
swastikas.
money. But
It's
it
not
kind of
that,
makes
but
you
it.
wonder, like, how did it get to this? Like, back then, for some reason, we were fine with the swastika being in the game. We were fine with swastikas being in games. Now, no. You put a swastika out there, you're scum. You're bad.
Yeah.
That's a bad move. You think that would have been the opposite, like, because back then, being like maybe early 2000s, late 1990s or something like that. I don't know when the Call of Duty games were released, but it's like you think that they would have been more offended by it because it's closer to when World War II happened, and that it would have just like throughout time we would have been fine with it because it's like sure it was bad, but that's back then, and we learned from our mistakes now.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
in my opinion, like censoring history is kind of like what you shouldn't be doing because it's kind of like a let everything be known. And I understand how the swastika can be used in racist ways and like, but
Yeah, I
if
can.
it's used in a historical context, like this is what they marched under, this was their flag, like you have to show that. You can't just block it out.
Yeah, but going back to the World War II campaign, it's like you'd expect it to be really good. I play it for. I play it my first day playing the campaign. I already have a bug in the game. It's like I don't know what the mission was, but you're like setting charges on artillery.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I also picked up the MG40, and so the scene was ruined because I just saw the MG40 model there the entire time,
Oh
as
no.
if it was like as if he had four arms. He was using two of them to plant the bomb, and the other two to hold the MG40.
Oh
It
no.
ruined it.
It's like the one glitch in TF2. Not many of you guys are gonna know about it, but if you reload and cloak as a spy at the same time,
Oh yeah,
it
like I
shows
know
the
that
animation.
glitch.
Yeah, it shows the animation of you reloading the gun while both your arms
Yeah,
are visible, and it shows you like third left arm with the invisible watch up.
yeah, but like that one's funnier though. That one's funnier because it's like it's TF2. It's supposed to be a funny game.
And it's short term too. It's
Maybe not funny, but like
not
it's
serious.
yeah. This is a game about World War II we're talking about. Like you have to at least the campaign should have been free of bugs. And if there were any bugs, that was like, glitches that people exploited, but not bugs like that.
Or very minor ones that won't last
Yeah,
the whole
very
mission.
minor one. Yeah, very minor ones that don't ruin or
The
like yeah.
How's the voice acting in the game?
The voice acting.
Like the voices, are there like voices, like commands and shit? Like there's scenes where you see a Nazi
Oh
general.
yeah, there or not a bunch of generals. I think about it, there really is only one general that you see, two
Ooh,
generals that you see there. Um, Now I don't know army stuff, so I'm probably getting it wrong. But yeah, I feel like they kind of when I'm playing it, if I was to be a little kid, because you know that little kids play 18 plus games,
yeah.
they don't care. Society really doesn't care about that much,
No.
about that anymore. But if I was a little kid and, being the naive kid that I am, I take this and say, this is what happened in World War II. Um, this might get hate, but I would say that it didn't really seem that eventful.
Oh really? Like
It felt really short.
oh,
Like I think I finished it in like 2 or 3 days. I was expecting it to last longer. But then again, it's a Call of Duty game,
it's a
so
campaign.
Yeah,
Are
the
you one of those people
campaign
in Call
probably
of Duty
shouldn't
that
last
you
too
like the
long,
campaign better than the multiplayer?
but the multiplayer. There's only one issue that I have with the multiplayer. You know, like
Yeah.
quick scoping. Here's the thing that people do in the multiplayer, like whenever you're high rank. They get the most powerful sniper rifle, the one-shotter.
Hmm.
They do a quick scope every time. And I can see why. Like, there's not place where you can snipe like in the other games, but it's like, it's annoying to go up against it because it's like, it's a one shot. You scope down really fast, and it's like the range is unaffected. Like, it's like a shotgun with unlimited range.
And single ammunition and like single bullet.
Yeah, but it's like an insta kill. And the thing is, like, now this could just be ha- me hating it because of all the times I've died by it, but
Yeah.
I just really don't like the way it works, though.
Does it
It
like
should be
body
like,
shots are one shots or
yeah, the
every?
body shot is one shot, and the thing is, like,
Ooh.
it's not doesn't even go into like the scoping mode, like, or it doesn't go into the scoping mode before it's like down to pin down to like enough to shoot you. It's like you just have to hold down for like a fraction of a second and then shoot, and that's it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like the op in CS:GO. You know, the quick scope,
Oh yeah, the
quick scope,
legendary op.
the upper hand, or the
Oh,
upper
yeah.
hand, as some call it. Uh,
Oh, I just got that. That's why it's called the upper hand,
yeah,
because
it's a
it's like
pun.
it, I never real. Hmm. The things you realize.
The things you realize we're talking to people, it's very valuable. Well,
It's really
Praj,
valuable.
we are about to hit that 1 hour mark, so you want to wrap things up?
Um,
What we
something to
talked about
wrap things up.
today? Um, you want me to take it away? Or you want to take it away? We can do it together.
I mean, does it matter who
No.
takes it
Alright,
away?
you know what,
Does it?
guys? It's been fun. We talked about the Olympic Games, then we talked about, some video games. We talked about the Mario, the Sonic, the Call of Duty. We're gonna go
And
play
like a little bit of TF2.
a
You know,
little
maybe
bit.
you didn't notice that three three armed spy
Yeah,
before,
maybe you
but
don't
now
know what
you
that
know.
is. Yeah.
Now you know the spy is an alien with
Yes.
three arms.
Yes. So we're gonna go and wish us luck
But
for the
yeah,
future.
yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast, and if if there was a lot of people that not watched, listen to this podcast, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and yeah, this is like the pilot episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of maybe not see maybe not to know what to expect, because again, we're not normally trying to talk to a huge audience. You know, we're
Huge
used to
audience
like,
to us is 15 or more.
yeah, like a classroom of people. We're so yeah, so hopefully again. Oh wow, I just keep repeating the same thing over and over
Yeah,
again.
we're gonna see you later. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Yep.